Shh. Hello, welcome to the broadcast. Hi, welcome. I'm Catherine Weathersby, and I connect small businesses and I connect them to leads, local SEO, and I help the business make $12,000 in 90 days. I want to welcome you to my Google Hangout on air, and today we are discussing T-shirts and how you can use Facebook advertising to sell T-shirts. So while we're waiting for everybody, I'm going to start sharing my screen so that I can show you my presentation for today. So I appreciate you for stopping by and spending your weekend, part of your weekend with me. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Let me know, please, if you can see my screen. Make sure everything is working. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about selling t-shirts for beginners with Facebook Newsfeed Ads. And before we begin, I want to make sure that you can see everything. Let me go. Momentarily, I'm going to start in about 3 minutes. Make sure everybody, we're just coming in from Blab, so I want to make sure everybody gets over here and is able to see the screen. Weather is gorgeous here today. It's a gorgeous day. I can't wait to get outside. Let's see. Okay. Make sure my screen is being shared. Okay, so I'm looking now, trying to figure out if everybody's here, if they can see my screen. I know I'm live. So let's see here. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about selling t-shirts for beginners with Facebook Newsfeed Ads. So who is Catherine Weathersby? I am an award-winning internet marketer. I have been successfully advertising on Facebook since 2009, and that is the first year that I got on Facebook. I create Facebook campaigns for B2C, which is business to consumers, customers. And I create ads for real estate, realtors, mobile app providers and creators, t-shirts, businesses that want to sell t-shirts for causes, or they want to sell them for, for events or just to sell them. Coaching services, web design services, retail, and live events. So I have a lot of experience with using newsfeed ads and the Power Editor. Facebook has been moving in the last, I want to say the last probably year, they've been moving deeper into shopping. So initially, when I started on Facebook, there wasn't a lot of things going on as far as there wasn't a lot in place to sell on Facebook. So what we ended up doing was probably what you would call spamming links, because you were putting links in your posts and you were trying to drive traffic from Facebook to your post. So you definitely, were trying all kinds of things to get to your website, your sales funnel, or your squeeze page, or your splash page, whatever you call it. You were always trying to take people off Facebook and take them to direct them into a digital product, an affiliate product, a service, whatever. You were just pushing traffic. So it wasn't always successful. And so that's when I personally got into Facebook ads. And then my clients started asking me to do Facebook ad campaigns for them. So I was pushing out campaigns for businesses. And I've been very successful on Facebook with advertising. So now Facebook has decided that they're going to get in the game themselves, and they are now pushing out mobile app, Newsfeed, Instagram. There are a lot of different ways that people are using it, the platform, and it's being tested. So it's in beta, and 76% of revenue now is coming from mobile. So if you haven't tried Facebook ads recently, it has changed tremendously. So people are looking to generate income, and selling t-shirts is just one of the ways that you can use the Facebook newsfeed advertising training resource, which is a toolkit. So I created this toolkit because there's a lot of training in the marketplace now for Facebook newsfeed ads, but a lot of it, all of it is not good. All of it is not necessarily going to help you to create successful ads for the news feed. And the reason that the news feed is so popular is because the news feed runs between posts and content. So that's why news feed ads for entrepreneurs is what you need to use, because it is going to help the viewer or the person that's on Facebook to see your actual ad. Whereas when it was in the right-hand column, people, they developed a blind spot. I was saying earlier that I use the right column, and then this app came about where you could like X out the ads, and so you didn't necessarily have to see them. Well, you can't do that in the news feed. In the news feed, you're either looking at the ads, and you can't just skip over. So there's not a blind spot. And the way that Facebook has designed it is where when you create your ad, it looks like it's part of the content that's featured there. So people have less resistance to looking at your ad, and they have less resistance to actually, clicking on your ad. And so it has changed tremendously from what it was when I started using it. So currently, this information was compiled in August of this year. And in terms of Facebook users, you have over a billion, almost 1.5 billion now of active users. And those are people who go in monthly. Okay, so you have 968 million daily active users. So you have almost 1.5 billion monthly active users, but 968 million daily active users. And so with those type of numbers, Facebook is where you need to be to advertise your product or service. People spend an average of 20 million minutes a day on Facebook. So 20 minutes a day could be the lunch hour, it could be before they go to work, it could be while they're riding, commuting to work on the train. bus, however they're, commuting, they're spending an average of 20 plus minutes a day on Facebook. So now, we have boomers who are in the retirement stage. So you have 31% of seniors that are on Facebook. So seniors have, they have certain needs, they have certain things that they need in their daily life. So that is another piece of information that you can definitely use in terms of creating t-shirts for that demographic. So all these numbers are very important in helping you to research and formulate the campaign that you want to create. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to research and create your target niche audience. So I want to give you a tip. Facebook now boasts 45 million monthly active users on the network, okay? And when I say that, I'm speaking of basically mobile, okay? So I'm talking about mobile because we saw the overall statistics, but these are the mobile monthly active users. So with that, you want to definitely place your ad in a position to be seen, but you want to research the niche that you are going to target your products and services to. So the first thing that you need to do if you're going to actually be selling t-shirts or products is you need to create a like page for your selected niche. So I've given you examples here of niches. Now, whether you actually, have a product that you want to advertise or market, that's different from this. This is creating a like page around the thing that you're going to sell. So you may not be a quilter, or you may not be into cooking or hunting, but you may want to develop a t-shirt around those niches. So what you would do is you would create a like page around that niche, and you would start putting content on that page. Now, there's a faster way to do this, and I'm going to go into that. But I'm giving you some examples of what you can do right now to create a niche and create followers around that niche. So whether it's sports or whether it's a cause, the t-shirts that you design can cover a hobby, a sport, or a cause. And in so doing, then you're in a position to create a like page and start attracting those type of people. Now you can attract them through, a like page or, some other type of advertisement. So in other words, you can take a Facebook ad and it has different categories. So like you can drive traffic to a website, you can get Facebook likes, you can get conversions. There's different things that you can do with that ad. So if you take the like page and you create a page or a group around that niche, and so I'm saying a like page or a Facebook group around that niche, then you can bring in people that are passionate about that niche. Or you can do the second thing. You can join groups that are within that niche, and you can start advertising your group through those pages that are already, where people are already activated, and bring them to your particular like page or your particular group. Or I'm going to go into how you can set up an ad to get people to like your page or drive traffic to your website or blog. So there's several ways it can be done, and I don't want to get too deep into it right now because I'm going to bring that up again in a few minutes. So the first thing you want to do for your t-shirt campaign is research. The second thing you want to do is create a design based on doing the things that I just mentioned. So you can create a design which can be a hashtag, or you can do an eye-catching graphic design. So you don't have to have artistic skills to create t-shirts. My suggestion is that you create at least 6 to 8 t-shirts for your first campaign. And in my Facebook Marketing Toolkit Training Essentials, I have a training module that explains to you exactly how to use pre-made designs to create t-shirts. So if you're not artistic, you don't know how to use Photoshop, you don't know how to draw, none of those things are really necessary. As long as you can, get something in your hands where you can immediately start using it and create, designs and get a feel for it. So it's like a split test. Excuse me. You start creating things in the immediate that you can start putting out on the news feed. So you can use a hashtag, and a hashtag example is, I did a campaign that said Save Our Girls. Okay, and so even though I'm not artistic, I was able to right away go in and create a t-shirt and sell it. But I have a tool in the toolkit that has pre-made designs that you can go right in. You can select the designs you like. You can put the wording in that you want or the text, and you can start using it. Okay, now, when it comes to selling t-shirts, you don't want to have a lot of inventory. You don't want to have a lot of t-shirts. And so what I like about selling t-shirts digitally is that you don't have any inventory and you don't have any leftovers. So there's no upfront investment outside of this training toolkit and your ads. Okay, so if you need designs, you may also spend money in that area. But if you get the toolkit, the designs are already done for you. And so it cuts out a lot of the, procrastination. Well, I'm going to do it, but I got to go over here and get someone to do this. And I don't know how to use Photoshop, and I'm going to have to find someone who can do it for me. It takes all that out of it, and it gets you right in front of your computer designing t-shirts that are professional and customized, and that you can start selling with your Facebook ad campaign right away. So doing online t-shirts is a wonderful way to sell t-shirts and to start getting orders. Now, the thing is that most of the companies do have a threshold. So for instance, some companies require that you sell, say, 20 t-shirts, some 50, some, 5. You have to at least get a minimum amount of orders in order for them to print the t-shirts. So what happens is the customer comes, to your ad, they click on it, they look at the design. If they like it, they decide to buy. And at that point, whatever their threshold is, the company will not print those t-shirts until you have met that threshold. So let's say your threshold was 20, and say you get 100 clicks, and out of that 100 clicks, 20 people decide, yes, I want to buy this t-shirt. I like this t-shirt. At that point, then the company will continue your campaign, but they will let those people know that you have met your threshold, your minimum, in other words, and the t-shirt will be available for them at a certain date based on when you started your campaign and when you decided that you want to end it. And you can end it early. So if you meet your minimum and you decide, well, I've sold 100 t-shirts, I've sold 1,000 t-shirts, and that's good enough for me, you can hit a button that says end campaign, and at that point, that company will then take those orders and fulfill them. They'll print the t-shirt, fulfill the orders. Now, the toolkit is available currently at http://catherineweathersby.com/toolkit. And I'm going to go into what's in the toolkit soon. So you want to create your Facebook newsfeed ads with the Facebook Power Editor. And the Power Editor should be used within the Google Chrome browser. So it doesn't work on Firefox, or it doesn't work in Safari or Explorer. You have to use the Chrome browser in order to use the Power Editor of Facebook. So that's one of the tips that you want to make sure that you follow so that you can get into it with no problem. Um, Now, there is a part of the Power Editor that says Tools. It has a tab at the top of the Power Editor and it says Tools. You want to go into the Power Editor and get a tracking pixel for your t-shirt campaign or whatever your campaign is. You want to get a tracking pixel. As far as your conversion. So when people click on the ad, then it creates a pixel to let you kind of know, that people are actually going to your ad. And secondly, it does something else, which we're going to talk about, which is retargeting. But before we get to that, when we're speaking of a tracking pixel creates an invisible audience, a custom audience. So I always recommend that if you have a website, put a Facebook tracking pixel or any other pixel of any other type of advertising on your website. So when people come to your website, when you're driving traffic to your website, all the traffic becomes a list that you can take back to Facebook, and it's automatic. You don't have to do anything. And that tracking pixel will keep track of people who are visiting your website that are interested in what you have to sell. And in do a look-alike audience. And a look-alike audience, they have the same interests and behaviors of the people that are visiting your website. And so what Facebook does, it takes that data and it goes similar to your website based on that tracking pixel. And then it formulates another audience for you. And in doing that, it raises the number of people that you can actually sell to. Another tip is if you have an existing email list, you can take the current email list that you have and you can make a CSV file and you can take that list and you can download it to the Power Editor or upload it. And then in doing so, you can add that to your audience, to your custom audience. So there's 3 ways you can use a tracking pixel to develop a targeted custom audience for your product, which in this case, we're talking about t-shirts. So those are some tips that I want you to have, because you should be tracking every visitor that comes to your website. If it's not a website, say you're doing it through, say, one of the t-shirt companies, Teespring, Spreadshirt, you want to take a pixel from Facebook and you want to put it on that page. So now you're tracking everyone who comes to the page. And the reason that you want to do that is because you are going to retarget that ad to people who have looked at that shirt. And I want to get into retargeting, but first we want to talk about your creative. So now you are creating your Facebook ad and you need a creative. And a creative is the actual ad itself. So I recommend that you use PowerPoint or go with the default image. So you say, well, I'm not creative. I don't know how to create an ad. Basically, you can use a tool. And if you go to CatherineWeathersby.com/toolkit, you will see a link and it has 100 step-by-step videos of how you can put together your Facebook ads. And within that, it teaches you how to design your creative with PowerPoint. Not hard at all. I was able to do it after I watched the video, I was able to do one within an hour. So it goes into it, how you can grab an image, how the amount of text that you use, how big the creative should be. It gives you that in pixels. It gives you that in inches and how you can convert it. And it shows you exactly how to take, say, your t-shirt and how to put it on a slide. The dimensions the slide should be to past Facebook terms, because they do have rules about how things should look that come through their news feed. And it also tells you the amount of text that you can have on that creative. And for Facebook, you cannot have over 20% text on a creative. They don't want a whole lot of text. So you have to be careful. But the toolkit has the resource where it shows you how exactly to design your creative for your ad. So I told you I was going to get to retargeting. And retargeting has a lot to do with your pixel. So you want to use the pixel so that if you're using Teespring, if you're using Spreadshirt or any of these companies, you want to use retargeting. And what happens with that pixel is it will retarget. So for instance, when they visit other e-commerce sites like Amazon or Target or Walmart or Macy's or any of these e-commerce sites, your t-shirt ad will follow them all over the net. And it helps to triple your sales. So I've included in the toolkit a masterclass on retargeting. And retargeting is very useful because sometimes people get interrupted for whatever reason. They may have to go pick up the kids from school. They may have seen it when they were in the car, and then they come in the house to use the desktop. So what happens is that once they click on that ad, that's when the retargeting goes into effect. So then at that point, once they click, that particular product, whether it be t-shirt, jewelry, whatever, it starts following them all over the net. So that helps you to have a bigger impact, and it also helps you so that you can, get sales, because the more a person sees something, the more it follows them. If they're really interested in it, then they will go ahead and they will purchase. So we talked about the custom audience, and I said I was going to go deeper into how to create a custom audience. So as I stated, you have Facebook groups where people are already assembled, and those people are passionate about whatever that is. So if it's quilting, bowling, snowboarding, skiing, whatever the niche is, there is a group on Facebook that has people that are passionate and that post information about that particular niche. So what you want to do is when you're creating your custom audience, there is an area that's called interest. And in that area, you can select specific targets for your ads. So interest being snowboarding, bowling, the people that have expressed interest in those things through their profile or by joining those groups, all that information is within Facebook's data. So when you customize your ad, you can create a custom audience. And this is for those who say, I don't have a list, an email list. I don't have a pixel on my website. I haven't captured any traffic. Then you want to use interest within the Power Editor to create something that you don't currently have. And that is a specific group of people who are interested in what you have to sell. So you would use interest. There's also something within Facebook that is called behaviors. So behaviors could be political affiliation, it could be purchasing information, people who purchase online. Interest could be education, it could be, behaviors can be a lot of things. So you want to do interest, and you may not necessarily use behaviors, but I use it because I'm looking for people that do buy online. So that's a behavior that I look for when I create my custom audience. So you want to make sure that you look and that you utilize that. Now, in creating a budget for your Facebook campaign, you can start as low as $5 a day. And your clicks are depending on your the relevancy of your ad. When you create your ad, there is something called relevancy, and it goes like on a scale from 1 to 10. And you really want to be between, I'd say, a 5 and a 10. Um, Really, you want like a 7 or 8. So you want your ad to be relevant so that it's getting in front of the right people. And when you create the ad within the Power Editor, it will let you know how relevant your ad is. It'll give you a number. And then you can tweak and test your ad. You should never um, do a full campaign, just let the ad just go. You don't watch it. Within the first 24 hours, you should be watching the ad's performance to see how people are reacting to the ad. You should be going to the portal where you're selling your product and seeing if you're getting sales. So within the first day and a half, you will kind of be able to gauge based on the clicks, if it's page likes and clicks, and the sales. And you'll be able to determine if you have a dud shirt or if you have a good, shirt. You'll be able to tell. That's why I said initially create 6 to 8 t-shirt designs that you present and do a split test. And whichever design gets the most purchases, that is the one that you want to stick with. It's not about clicks, it's about purchases, it's about sales, it's about conversions. So whichever t-shirt gets the most sales based on your ad, that's the shirt that you want to focus all your advertising revenue on. Now your clicks should be between 9 cents and $1 a click. Could be lower, could be higher. I just did a campaign a couple days ago and the clicks were 17 cents. They went from like 25 cents down to 17. So the more relevant your ad is, the more people that click on your ad, the more people that connect with your ad, the lower your your cost per click will be. So you want to make sure that you are checking your ad, and I would say do it maybe hourly for the first 24 hours or every 2 hours, and just see how it's going. And if you see that you're not getting clicks, it could be a number of things. And my recommendation is that you don't change the ad entirely to begin. Because you're trying to determine if it's the creative side or if it's the actual product, if it's the t-shirt or whatever it is. So you have to test and tweak. You have to see how it runs. Then you might change something, like you might change the text. You might change your headline. There's a host of things that you can do within the Power Editor. And your text, you can put more text in the Power Editor than you can if you just do a Facebook ad through just the regular, ad manager. In the Power Editor, you can have more text. So that's why I recommend using it. And it's more, it's more drilled down. In other words, you can get to your demographic much better with the Power Editor, to me, than you can doing it, the regular way. So that's why I recommend it. But you want to be niche it down. The more you drill down to the people that are really interested in what you have to sell, the better your cost per click is going to be, and the less expensive your campaign is going to be. So now let's talk about creating a schedule. You want to create a schedule based on your sales cycle. So if you have a t-shirt that is going to be offered for 5 or 10 days, then your ad campaign should line up with that. You don't want an ad campaign that's endless and your t-shirt campaign is over and your ads are still running. Unless you have a hugely successful t-shirt campaign and you're getting, thousands and thousands of sales or hundreds and hundreds of sales, you want to end your campaign when your t-shirts are going into print. Now, if it's hugely successful, you can go into duplicate campaigns. You can clone the campaign and you can sell those shirts over and over again. But once again, you have to pay close attention to your ad spend and your relevancy, and make sure that your ads are producing sales for you. And I would say the first 2 days are the most critical, because then that's going to give you a real indication whether or not you have a good product, something that's relevant to the audience that you've chosen, or whether or not you need to quit and start again with something else. So pay close attention, because of course you're spending good money, and you don't want to have something that you're paying for like an ad and your t-shirt sales are not there. So let's talk about what's in the toolkit. There are 10,000 t-shirt design creative examples. So what I'm saying is there are 10,000 creatives, and they're samples of ads that people have used. So if you're not sure what to do or how to create a creative, there's 10,000 examples of creatives that have been created within the toolkit. And that's within the Newsfeed ad training. So you want to go and you want to get that. Now, if you get all the products, which is the WordPress plugin, which creates an automatic sales page for Retargeter Masterclass, and you get the dark post training with the 100+ videos and the 10,000 examples, then you will get a 2-hour coaching session, and I will help you to set up your first campaign. So we have discussed several things. We have discussed the retargeting marketing masterclass, the Facebook Newsfeed WordPress plugin, the Facebook Newsfeed ad training, and we've discussed the bonus. I want to recap for you everything that we've discussed. So we discussed the power editor of Facebook today. We talked about how to create newsfeed ads for your t-shirt or product campaign. We discussed how you need to go in and research before you create any t-shirts. And I know a lot of people like to go and do the t-shirt first, but my recommendation is that you don't want to go in and create a t-shirt and you don't know, what audience you're going to have that's going to even want that particular t-shirt, or if they even want it. So I tell every business, marketing starts first. First day, you set up a plan, a strategy. Once you put that in full effect, then you go and you create your design. But you've got to know, first of all, who you're targeting, what they want, what they like, and what they will buy. Once you determine that, then you go in and you create what you want. Now, I did indicate that in the toolkit, there is a product in there that will help you to design your t-shirt. So you don't have to have Photoshop, Adobe Skills, Dreamweaver, any of that. It will help you to do that. And I recommend that you do 6 to 8 designs. I recommended that you put a pixel on your website so that you can immediately start capturing all the traffic that's coming to your website on a daily basis, that you download your email list to the Power Editor in Facebook, and also that you do a lookalike audience, okay, based on the information from your website. So if you haven't done that, or if you don't have an email list, then I've already explained how you can develop a custom audience, and that is by your targeting, which is interest and behavior. But if you have an email list, and you've already put a pixel on your website. The only thing that you need to do now is create a lookalike audience in order to get people that are interested in what you have. So that recaps pretty much what I discussed. As I explained, Facebook is in the process and they're testing in beta. They're going to be the next huge shopping portal. So you have QVC, you have Home Shopping Network, you have several home shopping, huge entities that sell to the public. Well, Facebook has decided after all these years that they're going to get in the game. And so now you can advertise through Instagram now, mobile, third parties on mobile, and also the dark posts. And the dark posts are posts that aren't they're not on the like page. So say for instance, you go to a Macy's and you see Macy's in the news feed, you decide to click on it, and it takes you, say, to a particular offer or a special offer that they have. But if you go on their fan page or their like page, you won't see that ad. And the reason you don't see it is because it's considered a dark post. A dark post is a post that's sponsored and it's not on the actual like page of a company or business. So that's the difference between having a dark post and a post that is within the that's the simplest explanation that I can give for a dark post. So once again, you will get the retargeting masterclass. You will get the Newsfeed Ad WordPress plugin. And what that is, it's a set of sales pages that fit neatly into the newsfeed. And it has all the information there. And they click on it to buy. It takes them directly to your PayPal account. And in doing that, they're able to purchase the item that you have for sale. So that's if you're not selling. Say if you're selling t-shirts. I met a gentleman today. He is doing his own t-shirts as far as he's setting up his own silk screen, press, and he's going to be actually making the t-shirts. So the WordPress plugin would be great for him. If you are doing arbitrage where you're selling things from eBay or Amazon and you're putting those things on Facebook, now with this new Newsfeed Ad WordPress plugin, you're able to take those products and put them within the plugin, and it'll be very classy. It'll be, an ad, and you don't have to design it. All you do is just put in the information. The person can click within the news feed and they can buy the product there on the spot. Just go into your PayPal account or whatever you have set up as far as a merchant account. Then you have the Newsfeed Ads training course. And that's the 100+ step-by-step videos and the 10,000 samples, ad samples or examples of successful ad campaigns. So if you don't have any ideas of how to make a creative for your ad, this is an excellent resource that I've used over and over again to show me exactly what to do. And then you have my bonus, which is a 2-hour coaching session with me, where I will help walk you through to set up your first newsfeed dark post campaign. So that is what we're offering today in the toolkit. So if you are serious about selling products on Facebook and making money online, please go to http://CatherineWeathersby.com toolkit. And you can get all the products that I've discussed today, and you can get started right away earning income and designing your Facebook newsfeed dark posts, and also getting your t-shirt campaign or your product or service in front of your niche audience. I want to thank you for watching my presentation today. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on my blog at CatherineWeathersby.com. So thank you for watching, and I will definitely look forward to your coaching session, and I hope this helps you to get started right away selling your products, t-shirts, and services online. Thank you.